And let's start off with the Standard, where we have the headlines. One of these 6 judges will be the next Chief Justice. So, of course, Kenya is on the roadmap to getting a new Chief Justice after the retirement of Chief Justice Willy Mutunga. Oh, actually, yeah, JSC quite moving very fast, actually. It is just towards the end of last week that the 14 names of the applicants were made public, and then yesterday them coming up with these 6 names that were shortlisted from the 14. Yeah, of course, people talking about the names that were dropped from that particular list, notably Makao Mutua, likes of Justice Ringera, and also Jackton Ojwang. But also the names that are here, they're actually people of impeccable career in the judiciary. Of course, one person who is considered an outsider, actually, the same way the former Chief Justice was considered an outsider, having not ever served as a magistrate or a judge before. We have Nzamba Gitonga here, right. The only person who is not a judge here to make it to the list. So it will be interesting to see how they will shortlist and how they will come up with one particular name. Also, we have a woman here. So, yes. So actually, the irony here is that if suppose Rosalind Nambuye is picked to be the Chief Justice, then definitely we are going to have a male DCJ. And there is only one person who has applied to the position of Deputy Chief Justice who is a male. So, and suppose it's a man, then most likely we're going to have a woman as Deputy Chief Justice. So, well, let's see how this is going to pan out. Interesting, but good to see that JSC is moving with speed, especially given how important this is as we are approaching 2017. There is need for the Chief Justice to be in office and settled by the time we get there. Should there be a runoff or a petition, then that needs to be a seat that is well occupied and somebody who's settled. Yes, these people need to be in office. They need to know how things are done there, especially coming to elections, which is just a year or so before that. And this Chief Justice need to be in office by actually October. So we are going to see quite a speedy process by Judicial Service Commission in trying to get new occupants of the Supreme Court. Right, and it will be interesting also to see how he will take over and, what reforms possibly the new Chief Justice will bring in. Looking at the legacy of Willy Mutunga, there was quite a lot that he did. And just right from the beginning, there was controversy of his stud. Remember when he was being shortlisted and selected, there was the issue of his stud, which he said he was not going to lose. But that was the beginning of a changing judiciary system. He got rid of some of, the archaic rules and regulations that they had. Yeah, and that also, you should also remember that former Chief Justice Willy Mutunga there was quite controversy of whether he actually performed to the expected levels of a new Chief Justice. Some saying that he did not live to the expectation of the people, of many that expected him to actually institute radical reforms. They were saying probably was a bit laid off, and the fact that he was considered an outsider, he took some time to actually learn the ropes of how things are done at the judiciary. So it will be interesting to see who actually will be able to replace him and what kind of changes we're going to see. How different will that person be from Willy Mutunga? Yeah. Well, the race continues. Do we have a rough idea how long this should take before we have actually, what we know is that we do not know how long it will take, because actually the shortlisting was quite fast. Yes, that was faster than many expected. So, but what we know is that by October we should have a Chief Justice. So we don't know whether it will be before October or what I know is that it cannot be past October. Yeah, so we'll need to have a Chief Justice by October. And probably earlier than that. We should be having a short list of the DCJ by end of today. Yes, by the end of today we should be knowing the short listing of Deputy Chief Justice. All right. And also we have the position of Supreme Court judge based on retirement of Justice Philip Tunoi. Oh yeah, there you go.